Hey, good morning, and thanks for coming back to the channel. I've been waiting a minute to do this video, and it's a tale of two EDC pistols, right? Now, for those of you who follow me for a bit, you know that I became a real fan of the Ruger 5.7 for several reasons, and then which I'm going to come back to when I do the comparison. And then after that, recently, uh, the Springfield Armory introduced the Echelon pistol in 9 millimeter. I cannot tell you how frustrated I was when they introduced that, right? And there was a lot of hype, and I mean, there was a billion YouTube review people doing this thing, and but I was conflicted, man. I was conflicted. Why? Because I am a card carrying member of the Croatian Brotherhood. I mean, the XDM was my first pistol, right? It was in 40 because they did make a 45 at the time. Tells you how long ago that was. I traded up to a 45 XDM compact, uh, and then went to the XDS and the XDS Mod 2 after they had the recall, and I still rock the XDS Mod 2 as my deep cover, deep concealment pistol. I love that gun. You can't shoot it all day because it's a 45 and a 3-inch barrel, and ow, right? Even with gloves. But I digress. Uh, and and so this thing came out, right, called the Echelon. And I listened to people talk about it, and and I said, I gotta have that. Now here's my issues though. I reload, and I don't. I'd have to get more dies, as you can. I have to get more dies to do 9 millimeter. That's going to be not a problem. But here, I mean, here's what I like about this gun. And I fired about 1,000 rounds through it already. And when I say 1,000 rounds, when I practice with a pistol like this, that's going to be my everyday carry. I don't sit there and go bang, 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 bang. I go draw from the holster, bang, does the first shot, get there, reholster. So I've done that 1,000 times with this gun. That's just how I roll. But here's, I mean, uh, first of all, it just it just fits, right? It's a bit heavy, but it's 4-inch gun. This is a duty size. For those of you, it's a duty size gun, um, and I like it. You know, the mag release is ambi. Not that I care about ambi, but it's really smooth. I mean, it really drops the mag. You don't have how this is. Some pistols you got to work at it and be in the right phase of the moon for it to drop. I don't care what the YouTube videos show. Um, it comes already to put an optic on here, which I'm not going to do, and I'll explain why. One, this has a tritium front sight, and it's tritium 25. There's tritium 25 and tritium 100. This watch is tritium 100. I can see this 400 yards away almost. But this has the right amount of light for dark and low light target acquisition. Because remember, if you're doing a pistol, you're pretty much doing close quarter combat with it, right? And maybe you're doing some John Wick type stuff, so you're not even looking at the front sight. But I'm not gonna put an optic on this. But what they've done, they made it so easy to select many different, and they advertise about 30 different types of optics you can just put on here, and they have little kits with little things that go in there to help you do that. You don't need a gunsmith to help you do it, is my point. The rear sight is one of these, you know, and I'm not pointing at my head because the gun is hot. I always keep my guns loaded. So, you safety Nazis out there, shut up. But it does have that U-shaped thing, right? As you can see, and it really is good target acquisition, right? That way. Um, the back has a little. You can change the back plate right here. The medium is what comes with, and for most people, it's going to be okay. If you got a big hand and you're a big guy, you'll probably want to go up one. But out of the box, this is the way it is. Uh, this pistol has no safety, zero. It has no grip safety. It has no mechanical safety. And this little thing that they always talk about on the front, right? Up front of the trigger, that somehow it's a safety. It's not. It's not a safety. This is the only safety that comes with this gun. So if you are new to shooting, you really, 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 really need to practice your trigger finger discipline and do it without a loaded gun, right? You really need to dry fire, do a lot of dry fire and trigger discipline to do finger off the trigger. Because if you screw up, you're going to have a negligent discharge. I'm just saying. So there's no safety of any type that matters in a practical sense on this gun. Now, it does have an interesting loaded chamber indicator, and that's kind of right here. Let's see. Yeah, where the extractor is. You run your finger right over there, and if you feel it, right, because it's raised up just a titch, and you can feel it, and you can say, okay, and it's right close to your trigger finger, right? However, you can always go, yeah, I got something in the chamber. You can always do a chamber check. I'm just saying, But whatever floats your boat, there's that. And in some states like California, they won't accept the gun, right, without that. The serrations are really, really good. I mean, you're going to get a grip on the slide. You're going to get a grip on the slide. And I like that. I like that a lot. It has a little thumb rest on both sides, for you to rest your fingers on. And it'll be this one, depending on, I'm right-handed. So it just sits right there, and, it's cool. So they've done some good ergonomics about this gun. It comes with a 17 round magazine, and then you have an extension. You can go to 20, a 20 plus one. I think it's ugly because I don't like to see these things sticking out from under the grip. That's so gangster. It's just so gangster and ugly. So I keep the 17 round. I took the 20 round adapter off, and I just carry two 17 round magazines. If you can't get your business done in 34 rounds, you got other issues. I was just saying. And that's, 34 rounds of 9mm. So you have plenty of in the gun and in your spare mag. You can get some stuff done. At close quarter combat ranges, and I'm going to call that 10 yards, 15 yards max for me anyway. You're going to get combat effective hits. That's why I don't need to put an optic on this, right? Because with the sight system, you're going to get your hits. Bottom line, I love this gun. I mean, I just love this gun. It shoots well. I had to get a holster for it. Don't forget, you got to get a holster. I have not been able to find a double retention holster yet. So this is concealed carry only for me anyway. Because if I don't have double retention, I don't take a gun uh, in open carry. So I, reliable, totally. Accurate, awesome. Good fit, good, just good handling kind of thing. But don't forget my other gun that I really, really, really liked, and that's the Ruger 57, right? The Ruger 57. That's a long barrel too, but it has different action and stuff. Um, the fundamental issue, and there are only two that I have with this gun, is that it's an inch longer, or an inch longer. So it does affect how you get your master grip before taking it out of the holster. That 1 inch makes a difference. I mean, in the holster. So there's that. There's an optic on this. Why? Because this is a 5.7 by 28 cartridge. It's going to reach out there at some distance greater than I could get accuracy with this. So because of that, and it shoots flatter, I wanted to be able to have a little bit more or a lot more accuracy without having to focus on a front sight, right? That's the reason for an optic on this gun. The second reason is I can't take this off and put it on because you see there's no mechanical rear sight. So if I take this off, then I got to put the rear sight back on. I got blah, blah, That's not the case with this. If you put an optic on this, it will be co-witnessed almost certainly. So you don't have to take any sights, mechanical sights off the Echelon. You do have to do it for the Ruger 57. The other thing is that I got 20 rounds in this, I got 17 rounds in the other, 2 magazines, same thing. If you can't get your business done with the ammo that comes in the gun and in your spare, you got other issues. So in terms of rounds on station, I got good rounds on station in both pistols. The other big, and I love this gun. Don't get it twisted. I love this gun. But at 75 cents a round versus if I'm reloading this, 15 cents, 10 cents a round, that's a no-brainer. And I still have good everyday carry capability in the Echelon. So if the Echelon had come out before the Ruger 5.7, would I have gotten the Echelon? Yes. Would I have gotten the Ruger 5.7? Yes. The Ruger 5.7 is like having an AR in a holster. I said that before, right? It's like having an AR in a holster, right? Shoots, fly, I mean, just 9mm, good close-up, close quarter combat, get your business done type gun. And the Echelon does an excellent job of that. I mean, it's a well made pistol. So that's my thing. I bought both guns. Nobody gave me jack. Those are my opinions based on having shot 1,000 rounds in pretty much both guns. And I love them both. Springfield, stop it. Don't come out with another gun. And I know you're gonna. Here's the cool thing, which I didn't know, but I think it's really cool. Remember AR? The lower is actually the gun, and the upper is like, so you can have one lower and a bunch of uppers, and so you could actually have a bunch of rifles, but only one. Springfield is doing the same thing with the Echelon. The only serial numbered piece on here is the internal fire control area. That's the only serial number. So what that means is that you will get different frames for different whatever Springfield decides, and only need one fire control system. So you can have 3 guns, right? That was awesome. I mean, that was now Springfield wasn't the first one to come up with that idea, but how they've done it, and I'm not going to go through taking the fire control out or anything, but just the idea of that, so you can have multiple guns and only one serial number. That's going to frustrate the heck out of ATF. Anyway, I digress. So, yeah, Springfield's going to come out with different frame sizes eventually, and I'm going to love that. I will probably get a smaller frame size so I can do, and maybe I'll get rid of the XDS Mod 2, you know, film at 11 on that. But long story short, that's my assessment of the new Echelon, and that I still love both guns, right? So I'd be interested in you guys because you've all probably seen all of the hype and stuff that came out with all the YouTube gun reviewers and everything. But I'd be interested in what your thought is on this, what I would call an honest review of two guns that I really like. So with that, wherever you can, however you can, whenever you can, carry on.